It says I'm live. Hello. Y'all let me know if I'm live or not. They'll let me know in a minute. It says I have 2 people watching me. Aaron. Y'all share this. There y'all are. See, I'm here. Hi. Now I know I'm on. Scary, huh? Beautiful. Hey, Aaron, I hear you. Blow me up. Tell me how great I am. Should I give it a few minutes to let other people get on or what? Robert thought I wasn't added. Here I am, Robert. I was already there, buddy. Yeah. Should I start? I know Aaron's going to share. Don't get put in jail, Aaron. You're always in the jailhouse on Facebook. All right. My name's Traci Domerg. The UE's silent, y'all. I'm 49. I have 3 grown daughters. And I'm owner of Recovery Chicks. That page. It's only been there since January, and it's blowed up to 6,000 people. I had no idea what I was doing when I started it, and I play it by ear every day. I've been in recovery since July the 13th of 2013. And I thank God every day that I woke up, that I chose recovery, because I wouldn't be here to talk about it right now if I hadn't. And if I ever relapse or go back, I won't return, because it would be my last time. I didn't know how to halfway do anything. I always did it 100% or nothing. I'm not going to go into my whole story because it's way too long and it's too much. And I don't know if I could do it, you know. My drug of choice was opiates. I was diagnosed with lupus and rheumatoid arthritis in my early 30s, and it stayed in remission pretty much until my late 30s. And my daughters, they was grown and moved out and run out on their own, and my last relationship was broken up, and I just started over-medicating. I was on Lorcets for years before I started abusing them. And I guess I decided that more was better. More wasn't better. But I thought it was. I was doing everything I could to get them, you know. I even started going to the methadone clinic because, hey, they was giving me free dose every day, and then I could still go out and get whatever I could get. I finally found a pain management doctor near me that would take my Medicaid, and I thought I was like a kid in a candy store then. They was giving me $300 a month. 300 methadone a month in the addict's hands. Can you imagine? And I couldn't make them last all month. I'd lie. I'd say that I could. I never could. And then they started giving me the benzos with it. Well, I had no idea that benzos were the devil's drug too. I thought, well, they make me sleep. They make me feel good. I can sleep, you know, and come down off everything else. I can sleep on the benzos. I slept all right. I slept walking around. I slept driving vehicles. I had 5 wrecks in a year and a half. Totaled my vehicles. A couple of them wasn't my fault, but I'm sure I was still under the influence, you know, every time. And it was always like crazy hours. I couldn't go like a normal person and drive at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. No, I'd always take, oh, well, I'd say, I'm going to take 2 or 3 Xanax and go to bed. Well, one night I decided to do that. I was going to take 2 or 3 Xanax and go to bed, and I woke up in a lake. Let me tell you, apparently I took the whole bottle, and I weighed about $130, 130 pounds, 125 pounds, something like that. And it'd kill a normal person, but of course I wasn't normal. Apparently I took the whole prescription and got in my 4Runner and went to Walmart and went shopping and went to McDonald's and got food and ended up in a lake. And the guy behind me, he was trying to help me, you know, talk to me and call somebody on his phone. So I called my parents, and I told them, wait a minute, I've got to get back in there, you know. And so I go back in the lake and get back in the vehicle and pick up my shoe. I went back to get my shoe, y'all. That's what I was worried about. And I come up out of the lake, and I look, and down this dirt driveway, this circle driveway, there comes a guy that, you know, and I'm squinting my eyes looking, and he's gray-headed and short and little, and I think, God, he looks so much like my dad. Who is that man? And guess what? I had wrecked in my parents' lake. Okay? It was their house. It was their driveway. Maybe in my mind I was going there. I don't know. But that was my dad coming up the driveway at 3 a.m., you know, at 4 o'clock in the morning, something like that. And so he decides to take me home because I'm a mess. You can't get anything, you know, coherent out of me because I'm so messed up. And so he takes me home, and apparently somebody calls the police, or they see the vehicle there or whatever, and they knock on his door and want to know where I'm at. And so he comes to my house and picks me up, and by this time I've took more medication, so I'm really way out of it by this, you know, by that time. And I get back over to their house with him, and I can't stand up. I'm falling asleep, falling into the policeman. The only reason he didn't arrest me because he felt bad for my dad, you know. No telling how much age I put on my parents, worrying them to death. And it wasn't 2 weeks later, I have another vehicle. This time I have an Expedition. And I get the tag, the insurance, get my license, you know, all that stuff together. And 2 or 3 days later, middle of the night or early morning, I decide that I'm going to leave, and I'm on Xanax again. And this time I make it across a busy intersection and down a windy road before I flip it like 3 times. Totaled it. They had to cut me out of it. I was hanging upside down by my seatbelt. Couldn't figure out what was going on. Why was I hanging upside down? It broke my collarbone on one side, but the ambulance came, took me to the hospital. No, maybe not. Maybe I went home and I told my parents I was going to commit suicide or whatever. Take me to the methadone clinic. I need a dose and all this stuff. And I talked my mama into taking me to the hospital, or she drops me out of the hospital because I'm a wreck and I'm driving her crazy, you know. They probably want to kill me at this point and I'm trying to kill myself. So they commit me, you know. Not my parents, but the hospital commits me to the mental ward, the 5th floor. And they can't do anything with me on the 5th floor. I mean, most people, they would, I don't know, make them behave or whatever they could do. They can't do nothing with me. I'm just wide open. I tell them I'm going to smoke. I don't care how many smoking patches you put on me. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm walking around in a t-shirt, won't put my clothes on. And here comes this big, huge guy, you know, and he's an orderly or whatever, and he's going to try to make me behave. He comes up to me with a phone, and he says, call somebody to come get you. You're going home. Most people call the cops. But no, they tell me to call my folks. Call somebody to come get you. So they kicked me out of the mental ward. That's how bad off I was. Pathetic. Benzos are the devil's drug. And I think that I was worse on them than I were the pain pills. You know, because I would take them by the handfuls, just eat them like candy. And it's just awful. And every single time I was in a wreck, it was because of that. At one time, sitting at a red light, I run right into the Cablevision guy in front of me. Okay, he has to call. He said, it didn't hurt my truck, but we got to call the police because I got to report it because I'm on company time. So, oh, great. You know, here I am with a bottle of Klonopin in my car. I'm on my way to the methadone clinic again. And the Klonopins it's my prescription, so no worries there. But the deal is there's 40 of them supposed to be in there. I just got them the day before, and there's only 11 in there. And that goes to show you how many I took in like a 24-hour period already. So I was messed up. Well, the cop gets there and we talk and he tells me, well, get back in your car and go. You know, whatever. You didn't hurt the truck. It's all right. Go. Guess what I do? I back up. I hit the police car. He just comes up to the window and he says, cut your car off. You're going to jail. You're messed up. Why in the heck did you tell me to go? I didn't know he was right behind me. Right? He didn't want to hear none of that reasoning. I was going to jail. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I know that drugs are awful. They're bad. If you're out there and you're hurting and you're struggling and you don't see no way out, God's the only way. It was my last chance. One morning I was sitting just wondering what I was going to do next. I mean, the next day, my dad takes me to Gadsden to the pain management, and I get my spinal thing done, and they write my prescriptions, and it's still 4 or 5 days till my methadone can be prescribed to me, because I had already taken it up, though, and I was desperate. And they had written it for the 22nd of February. And here I was on the 18th, just racking my brain. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? You know, till then. And I had a friend, a so-called friend, that was more than willing to bring me some Xanax, you know, to tide me over until I could get my methadone. And so she brings me 7 or 8 Xanax, and apparently I took them all at one time. And the next thing I know, I'm talking to my dad on the phone on a Monday, and I'm like, hey, come get me. I need to go get my methadone filled. And he comes and gets me. He said, I thought that was tomorrow. I said, no, that's today. And we go to the drugstore, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I can't understand why it's taking so long. It's just a little mom-and-pop drugstore. Usually it takes them 10 minutes to fill my prescription. Well, next thing I know, here comes a cop walking in, and I think to myself, well, he must be picking up a prescription too. Funny, he can do it on duty. Well, that must be okay. No, he was there to get me, because I had changed the date of my prescription. You tell me how you going to change a 2 to a 1. But I did. I changed the February 22nd to February the 21st and expected them to look at it and think, well, that's okay. That looks right. No, that didn't look right. The cop shut it to me and goes, did you really think you could do this? And I was like, well, I didn't do that. That water or something got on that. Let me tell you something. When I looked up and I seen my daddy standing there in the parking lot, and his face was so white, and he looked like he was 100 years old, and I had put him through so much, and he was still just standing there just like he was so lost. I thought, God, if I can get through this, I'm getting out of this. But I ended up going to jail, of course, and I went to detox the next day in the rehab. But I didn't get clean until July of that year. But that was my bottom. That was my rock bottom. Seeing how my parents had aged. I had aged them like 10 years in a few months. In a year and a half, I had just like put so much burden on them. And I was supposed to be the good kid, you know, the good mom, the one that had raised the kids and kept the job for 23 years and, you know, made it through the bad marriages and all that and came out on top. And I had screwed everything up with my drugs. And so now, I'm just saying, there's an answer out there, and it's not drugs. It's not, the medication's not gonna cover it up. It's all your problems are still there. They're still there when you wake up from your drug stupor and from your drunkenness or whatever you're doing. Your problems are still there, and you still got to deal with them. My lupus is rampant now. It's like in the last year, it's just tried to take over, but I'm still fighting that. And I've got neuropathy in my legs really bad, and I'm on a walker and I use a cane, and I pray every day that, you know, just that I can have my legs back and stuff. But you know what? My worst day with my legs like this and all, my worst day in recovery It's better than my best day was in addiction. And I wouldn't take those days back when I had use of my legs being messed up like that. I wouldn't trade back for that. I mean, I can be paralyzed right here, right now, and I don't want to be back in addiction, you know, where I can feel my legs. God knows what he's doing. He's got a path for me. I'm not sure where it's leading yet, but I'm on it, you know, and I hope Recovery Chicks is helping somebody. I know it's got to be helping one or two. You know, I had no idea that it would have so many people reach out and join like they did, but I'm glad they did. I'm glad that we can do something for them, you know, even if it's just a kind word or just something, a nice quote or something, because every day's rough, you know, even in recovery it's rough. And Stop Frying Your Brain, it's my favorite Facebook page. It was my favorite Facebook page back when I was creeping along hiding, you know, not out there talking to nobody or nothing. I was just I wasn't posting. I was just reading posts every day. And when I first came along on Facebook and realized how many recovery pages was out there, it blew my mind. I had no idea. And it's not, sometimes it's an ugly place on here. You know, people, they're not out here trying to get the right message across by arguing and fussing about who's this and who's that and who advocates this. I don't get paid nothing for my page. I hadn't asked for no money for my page. Don't want no money for my page. I just want to help the next addict that just needs a helping hand, that knows, that don't believe there's a way out, because there's a way out. Just get out now, though. Don't wait. Don't let some mother grieve you. Don't die. I mean, if I had died, I might as well just took a gun and went and shot my parents first, because if I had died, my mom would have died. I don't think she would have made it through me dying. And she used to beg me, you know, why are you doing this? What are you doing this for? I had no answer. I don't know. You know, I was just trying to make it one day at a time, I thought. And I can honestly say, you know, I know that I can't go backwards. I don't want to go backwards. I've had a lot of crazy stuff happen to me in the last year and a half, last couple of years, and not one thing I've been through has made me want to go backwards, though. Because I can't. Because I just might as well jump in the ditch and just cover me with dirt. I was so nervous about coming on here. I don't know why, but I was. And my friend Joanna, me and her prayed together beforehand, and, you know, that helped a lot, you know. God's been great to me. He's given me so much. And I've lost a lot, you know. I don't have my own home no more. I mean, I moved in with my parents by choice. They wanted me here. I wanted to be here. I'm helping them. They're helping me. I believe that's where God wants me to be right now. And if it changes later on, it changes. And it'll be His will, not mine. I love everything about being here. Except the bird, but I'll get used to the bird sooner or later. He doesn't like me and I don't like him, but it's okay. I hadn't never met a bird that liked me. So, even when I give him fresh water, he bites me. So, don't even try to give me no tips about how to treat him, because he's definitely anti-Traci. But I don't know what else to say, y'all. Maybe I can come on and talk some more one day. I don't know. If anybody needs help, reach out. If anybody has a story to tell, they want to talk, Stop Frying Your Brain. That's a great website. It's a great Facebook page. It's a great group to be in. Holy Spirit Recovery, Hope Dealers Live, High on Hope Ministries with Tim Kraft, Recovery Chicks. I love Recovery Angels with my friend Michelle. She has a great group there. There's a lot of Beth Jackson, she has a group also, a page. It's a hope page, but I can't remember the whole thing right off, but if anybody knows, y'all put that on there, because Beth has that page. And I know that Joanna helps with a women's recovery page also, and the church pages that they just brought up, and I don't know the exact names of those, but I'm sure y'all can put them up there. I love you guys, and I don't never say you guys. I think that's a northern term. I say y'all. I love y'all. Mary Elizabeth Taylor, I love you. You've been so sweet. And she sent me a little video today that something about being a star. And she didn't say my last name right, but that's all right, Mary Elizabeth. Nobody says it right. It took my mama years to say it right, and I was married to that son of a gun for 12 years. But it's Domerg. The U is silent. It's okay. There you go. That United Churches Against Addiction. I knew that somebody had put it up there. Tell me about what? Tracy, tell me about the... I'm trying to see my one. The bed. They want to hear about the bed. Okay, I'll tell you about my bed. That's a good one. The flaming bed. Okay, it was Thanksgiving Eve. And, you know, it seems like a lot of the traumatic or dramatic or crazy stuff that happens in my life happens around holidays. Always. But maybe it's just the way it is. Thanksgiving Eve. I had a prescription as usual. Or, yeah, I had, past tense, had a prescription, Clonopin, whatever. Xanax, Ativan, you name it. I mean, I took 40, 50 Ativan one time and woke up in the hospital. I'd had a stroke on my right side, and it took me months to learn how to use my right hand again. But anyway, the bed. Well, I had passed out. You know, it's typical. I was one of them greedy, lonely addicts that used by myself. I didn't like company, and I didn't like anybody sharing my drugs with me. I wanted mine, all mine, and nobody else's. I wanted yours, but I didn't want you around to have any of it. So I always used alone if I could. And that night I took some pills, and yes, I was going to bed. That was my plan every time. Going to bed, not going to bother nobody. Well, I woke up 3 o'clock in the morning, folks, because that's my favorite time of day to do crazy stuff. I wake up and my room's just full of smoke, and I think, God, it's just like a barbecue in here. It's like smoky. What's really going on? And I look, and there's like a fist-sized hole burning in my bed. And I'm laying right beside it looking at it like, wow, what is that? I think I'm dreaming. This is real, y'all. And here I am, not weighing nothing, dragging this mattress out my small little single wide. Whoops. Sorry, guys. Dropped you. I was getting excited thinking about dragging that mattress out that little single wide hallway, that trailer door. At 3 a.m., can you imagine what the neighbors thought if they looked outside? This woman, this little bitty woman, drugged out of her mind, dragging a mattress. It's on freaking fire, y'all. I'm talking about flames are coming up off of it. And so here I am. I drag it out. It takes me a good hour and a half to get it out there. I know it did. It had to. And I leave it, and I shut the door, and guess what I do? I go in, and I crawl up on my box springs, and I go to bed. Just like it's the most normal thing in the world. I get up the next morning, I don't know what's going on. I look outside, and there's a burnt mattress laying in my driveway, and I think, wonder how in the hell that happened. And I look back in there at the bed, and I think, oh, that wasn't a dream, that was real. Oh my God, what happened? But yeah, I could have burnt myself down. I could have burnt the whole house down. I mean, that was benzos. That's me and my love of benzos, and that's what they done for me. So I had the flaming bed. Too bad my ex-husband wasn't in it, you know. I could have been that woman burned her old man up. I said too bad. I don't mean that, though. God forgive me. I don't mean that. Everybody's got their own demons. But y'all, thanks for listening. Me and my lisp. I know it's very evident tonight that I have one because my nerves was bad. And I was worried earlier about every freckle on my face showing and every bag under my eyes. And I thought, well, you know, my little people love me for me. It sure ain't for my beauty, and it sure ain't for the way I talk or walk, because I can't do neither hardly. But I hope that y'all just keep on keeping on. You know, like Thelma always says, keep it moving. Don't hang out with them bad folks, and don't let everything in life bring you down to go back to drugs, because it ain't worth it. I am happy to wake up every day with a clear head. I don't want to look out my driveway and wonder whose mattress that is and why it's burning and what's going on. Thanks, y'all, for tuning in. And what do I do now? I don't know how to get off here. Do I hit finish? Maybe they can tell me. I don't know. I love y'all for y'all too, Mary Elizabeth. I am beautiful, she said. Tell me how to turn it off, y'all. Do I hit finish? Unplug it. No, you don't unplug it, Mama. It ain't plugged up.